Greetings, everybody. Dave DeWalt here, founder and CEO of NightDragon, coming to you live from San Francisco here at the RSA Cybersecurity Conference. Wonderful to be here with about 40,000 of our friends here in the city at the Moscone Center. And we're having a special series here we call NightVision events, where we get to talk with the big luminaries in cyber. And one of them is Reverend herjavec here, who longtime friend, everybody knows from Shark Tank fame, but long time in the cybersecurity industry is my co-host. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a lot of fun. And we also have an amazing guest from ServiceNow, Lou Fiorello, who runs the security products at ServiceNow.
Great to be here.
It's amazing to watch ServiceNow changing shape and form so quickly. How much has it grown? I think we can say some of the numbers. I'll let you say them as well.
Happy to. No, appreciate that. We launched our security and risk products about 10 years ago at this point. We've quietly been building over $1 billion business in security and risk over that time period. Why we're unique in the cyber industry is our ability to connect security teams with the rest of the enterprise, application teams, IT owners, the business, to drive cyber risk reduction. And that's helped scale our business over the last 10 years.
I think one of the biggest regrets I have in my managed service business is when we sold it to equity, they made me change ServiceNow for another product. And I always thought it was such a great platform for security.
Yeah.
How many of your customers come to ServiceNow through IT?
Yeah.
How many come through just security?
Historically, we've targeted our business because we have such a massive IT install base, we have about 10,000 large enterprise IT customers on IT service management, IT operations management, asset management. And so we've targeted that install base as a way to say, hey, look, we're already using our IT workflows. You've already got a lot of that context you can leverage from a security standpoint. And we've grown that business to about 3,000 of those 10,000 customers today on our security workflows.
Oh, almost 1/3 penetrated.
That's right.
Cyber side of things. Maybe tell a little bit about the different acquisitions and how many, because I think the audience doesn't know all that.
Sure. Yeah. So in the last 6 months, we've announced the intent to acquire 2 companies in the security space. We've done more beyond that, but in the security space, 2 companies. So the first is Veza, which is actually closed, and I can tell you a little bit about that. The second is Armis, which is still pending and going through regulatory approval, but we hope that will close, later this half, right? And so that's the expectation.
And what's the vision? How does it integrate to the existing product line?
Veza, effectively, they're in identity security and identity governance. And basically, the problem they solve is who has access to what. And the who can be a human, it can be a non-human, like a service account, it can be an AI agent, which is becoming more and more important going forward. And the what could be an application or a data set. But basically, it gives deep, normalized visibility into those access patterns and permissions. One of the things that drove that acquisition is our view is AI agents automate more and more in the typical enterprise going forward. That visibility and that control over access rights is going to be fundamental, right? And so that is a piece of our overall AI.
Well, look at the big acquisition of CyberArk. I mean, there's nobody that can doubt how important governance is. I don't think a lot of people realize how important identity is, especially in the world of AI.
I see this AI world as like its own new domain, and we've talked about this, where we have to secure AI and agents differently than we thought about everything else.
That's right.
Because the scale of it, frankly, the autonomy of it, and identity is at the core security problem of all of that, in our opinions, as we deploy it. And I thought the Veza acquisition was really brilliant because governance around agentic platforms is the future of what we see.
Yeah. When I think about AI, how we can help secure AI as part of our overall AI control tower story, I think there are 3 core things. So the first is inventory. You can't secure what you don't know, right? So, and the context on that. The second is identity and permissions and the governance, which Veza helps us address that for our customers. And then the third is around exposure management. Vulnerabilities, controls, are the right guardrails in place, right? And that ties into both our existing product set as well as the Armis.
I don't think many enterprises realize what a challenge this is going to become. I was just reading that the average enterprise employee is going to have 7 or 8 or 20 agents.
20 or 1,000.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is the governance issue? What is the compliance issue for all of those agents? Like you said, it's a completely different domain now. And what's your vision with Armis integrating that?
So Armis again is not closed yet. So that's pending close, going through regulatory. But fundamentally, there's two or three things that I'd highlight. The first is Armis has an incredible visibility into all asset types, right? Operational technology, medical devices, IoT, as well as IT. And so these are asset types that are critical to customers that have those asset types, critical to their business and to their revenue streams. And so they're going to give us that visibility, number one. Number two, they have a full set of, I'll call them broad exposure management capabilities, cyber asset attack surface management, so visibility into controls. They're moving into vulnerability detection technologies. And so that's going to flesh out our ability to help our customers prevent bad things from happening, harden the attack surface across their entire estate, from IT to OT, medical devices, and beyond. And then the third thing I would say is just that rich asset repository is going to be data for our AI agents on our platform. Right. So
I always believe that whoever can own the system of record of assets or have the dynamic CMDB, to use the term, but not just for all the assets that are devices and humans, but all the identity of the agentic assets as well.
That's right.
Into a common place has a very powerful, and I know between Vesa and Armis, you now have a lot of pieces coming together to become that system of record.
That's
that
right.
CMDB that we all need and can trust on.
Yeah.
Love the vision, Lou. And
yeah.
thank you for coming on the show. It's great to have
thank you.
Great to have you in the cyber community. Ladies and gentlemen, Lou Fiorello, Head of Security Products for ServiceNow. Robert Herjavec, our co-host. Thank you for joining us for this Night Vision event.